warm, safe, and secure. Spending the last 9 months floating in a sea of serenity. Next thing you know, you're thrown into a cold, bright room, assaulted by gravity and doctors, your little lungs struggling for the first breath of air. Being born is one of our most traumatic experiences, which some say scars us for life. The only way to fix it, go through it again. On your terms.
And it's like taking an internal bath. It releases stress, it releases emotions that have been stuffed for years.
Glenn Smiley and his wife Barbara are rebirthers.
Your exploration is releasing and letting go whatever's come up to be cleared out.
Coaching people through a breathing process meant to take them back to their earliest memories, even back to the womb, where they say our first fears began. They're fears the Smileys believe we carry into adulthood and keep us from taking control of our lives.
When you can remember what happened to you, you can look at the decisions that you made, you can understand the decisions that you made, and then you can change the ones that don't work for you in your life today.
Glenn's sister Peggy started rebirthing 17 years ago. She credits it with helping her survive the murder of her son.
I'm not traumatized by it. It leaves the trauma behind.
Through rebirthing, she says she breathed away the pain and slowly transferred her feelings to song.
Can I go back and start again once more?
Allowing her to pursue a lifelong dream of recording in Nashville.
With typical therapies, I found I never felt that I was empowered. And in this, I am empowered.
Each rebirthing session consists of 1 to 2 hours of what rebirthers call connected breathing.
It's like breathing in a circle. While you're breathing that way, you may have memories and pictures of the past, all the way back to and including your birth.
An intense exercise which takes you into a semi-hypnotic state, causing you to laugh, cry, even relive a particular moment.
I went through the accident again, and the rage and the humiliation of being left in a ditch.
Teresa got rear-ended by a drunk driver last year, injured so badly she's been unable to work for the past year. She turned to rebirthing to work through her anger.
I feel a lot better because I have not wanted to talk about the accident or think about it.
Rebirthing is lying down on the bed and just breathing.
The only physical contact in this rebirthing session was gentle reassurances from the rebirthers or tissues handed out to wipe away tears. In fact, the closest anyone comes to a physical reenactment of their birth,
Holding on your inhale, relaxing and letting go on your exhale.
is if they decide to do a wet rebirthing.
We're just here to support her and create safety for her.
The breathing process is the same, but here you float in warm water to simulate the mother's womb. What's described as a more intense dry session.
Oh, and boy, I just wanted to drive that car. I mean, my hands were just locked, and I could not move them.
Yesterday, Teresa couldn't forgive the drunk driver who crashed into her, but she says the wet session took her to a new place.
I got over the guy hitting me. You know, the guy hit me, he's a human being, and he drove while he was drinking. And I have driven while I was drinking.
Barbara and Glenn claim rebirthing has helped some people heal their physical wounds as well. Cancer, HIV, even AIDS.
Now, you know, a medical doctor hearing that would say, that's ridiculous. You're not going to heal cancer, you're not going to heal AIDS.
I'm just sharing my experience of working with people.
While their findings probably won't be published in a medical journal anytime soon, those who've experienced rebirthing say it's nothing short of a miracle not even they can explain.
It opened my heart so that I could be who I'm supposed to be, who I am.
How? That's what I'm asking.
It just does. There's no way to explain it. You have to experience it. And the only way to experience it is to do it.
What do you think?
I'm incredibly skeptical, but if they feel better, they feel better. I'm a big believer in psychotherapy, and if it makes you feel better, then it makes you feel better.
I was skeptical too, and skeptical even after I saw it. I mean, it is a little bit out there, but these people clearly weren't faking what I saw, and they're so passionate about how it changed their life that some of them have even become rebirthers themselves. So as you know, the woman said, you have to try to know what it's about. We decided to do that. I took up a photographer who I trusted, and we went through a session, we videotaped it, and after the break, we will show everybody what happened.
All right, I am looking forward to that. I haven't seen it yet. Danielle Serena, thanks very much. Break times now. When we come back, we will have the aforementioned afterbirth and much more, so stick around. In part 2 of her report, Danielle Serena gets in touch with her inner child. And goodbye. When we left Danielle Sereno's story on rebirthing, we had heard that it helped people with powerful emotional scars, the death of a child, a near-fatal car accident, and some serious job stress. We also heard, though, that to truly appreciate rebirthing, you had to actually try it. And that's exactly what Danielle did, hoping it might help her conquer her very real fear of death.
First, I'd like to ask if you know anything about your birth.
Nothing
No,
at all.
nothing at all. Most people are like that. You know, it's like the most important event in our life, really, is being born.
Since this was my first rebirthing session, Glenn had me do some prep work to stimulate my memory.
So I'm going to ask you to lie on the bed and make yourself comfortable.
He had me listen to what he called forgiveness affirmations, to come to peace with anyone who may have caused my birth to be traumatic.
Birth is a very emotionally upsetting event. We think we're dying.
I listened to about 24 or so affirmations.
I absolutely forgive my mother for allowing the doctor to hurt me at birth.
All the while trying to imagine my birth.
Notice if you have a reaction to a particular affirmation. You may find it hard to breathe suddenly. You may get angry suddenly. You may get sad suddenly, because that would be an indication that happened at your birth.
After listening to 20 minutes of affirmations, Glenn had me begin the deep breathing exercises called connected breathing.
You may get a little dizzy at first, and that's okay. Just keep breathing. You may get a tingling in your fingers or your toes, and that's okay. Just breathe with whatever happens.
It's supposed to help a person reconnect with the very first time he or she fully started breathing on their own, which is at birth. And it can go on for up to 2 hours, sometimes bringing up long-buried images and feelings.
It hurts to breathe this heavy.
Well, it will for a little bit, and then it'll clear.
About half an hour into the process, I started having some disturbing visions of my birth.
That's a good breath. You're breathing into your chest very well.
Violent, graphic images of someone trying to kill me. My hands went numb and my knees locked up. This lasted for about 10 minutes. Then, Glenn slowly brought me out of the vision by reciting affirmations of positive thoughts.
I am now free of all fear of dying. I'm alive now. Therefore my life urges are stronger than my death urges. I'm doing great.
At one point during the breathing, a thought of abortion came through my head. Somebody tried to abort me, but it didn't happen.
That's the seed of it. That's the cause of it.
I have been trying to overcome a fear of dying for many, many, many years. This makes sense to me.
You've just cleared a major foundation event out of your subconscious, out of your mind, out of your emotions, out of your heart. You released it. You've done it. You did some good work. Congratulations.